What's up, nerds? This is Mr. Storm, and today we're going to talk about iframes and scripts. Mostly iframes. We're not really going to talk about scripts that much. So let's discuss what an iframe is and what a script is. So first of all, an iframe is essentially a website inside of another website. So it's like, websiteception, I guess. I hate myself for that joke. That was terrible. Anyway, so this is a website, right? Inside of this website, right? It's just a box with another web page in the inside. That's pretty much it. The syntax is easy to understand. Basically, it's just an iframe element, and then you have a source attribute which points to the URL, and then you close it out. That's it. It's kind of like a link, but just with a few slight tweaks. You can set the height and width as attributes, which is a good idea because you want to make sure that that the box is the right size for your page. You can take the border off of the box if you want. You can make an iframe that is a target for a link on the page. For example, you can have something like this where you have a link, and when you click it, it actually sends that link to the iframe, which is cool. So that's an iframe. Let's quickly go ahead and create an iframe. So the assignment just wants us to add an iframe to our page somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we add it. So I'm just going to put it right here. First of all, don't forget to obviously save as about me 10. Okay, make sure you do that. I'm going to quickly throw an iframe in here. And the source can be really anything you want. I'm just going to google.com, I guess. I don't know. Height will be 300. And the width, I'll set it to be, we'll do 500. Why not? Okay. So now when I save it, I should be able to open this and see Google on my page, and I can't. Okay, so that link must be wrong somehow. Let's actually go to a different. Let's do. Here's what we can do. We can actually go to Google itself, and we can. That's why, because it has a bunch of extra stuff on it that we didn't put in here. Yeah, it's usually best just to copy URLs directly, so you don't have issues like I just had. Let's go ahead and update that, and nothing because Google probably doesn't want me to use it as an iframe. Let's find something else then. All right. I don't know what this is. Oh, cool. All right. So let's do this. Copy. This is the last page of the internet. And paste. Save it. And we will go back to my page and refresh. And there we go. Attention, you've reached the very last page of the internet. We hope you enjoyed your browsing. Now turn off your computer and go outside. So this is a website inside of my website. And notice that it is iframes are invisible, or not invisible, but they are transparent. So if the page itself that you're pulling from doesn't have any background colors applied, the iframe will just use the background color behind it. So it's using the background color of my page. So that's an iframe in a nutshell. You're really not going to do much with those. You can if you want, but whatever. They're not used that often. Scripts. So when we refer to scripts, we're usually referring to JavaScript. And JavaScript is an interactive language. It's a programming language. It's different from HTML and CSS in that it actually makes decisions about the content on the page. So HTML or JavaScript can change HTML elements based on what's going on the page. It can change the CSS of an element. It can change really anything. It is a full-on programming language. It can do things like this. Create a button that allows you to see the date and time. So Saturday, July 29th, 2017 at 21:18 Mountain Time, right? So now you guys know what I do on Saturday nights at 9:20 at night. I make videos for my classes because my life is awesome. But that's what JavaScript can do. It can make things change on a page. It's cool, I guess. You're not going to really do anything with it. Go through this page, do some of the examples, but there's really nothing that I care for you to actually do as far as JavaScript goes. If you like JavaScript, please take my advanced web design class because that has a lot of JavaScript in it. We dedicate an entire term to just JavaScript. And if you like programming in general, take my year-long programming class because we do talk about JavaScript and C++ and a bunch of other languages in there. All right, the next part of the assignment. Move all of your images and GIFs to a folder called Images in your root directory. I'm actually going to change the wording on that. I don't want it in my root directory. I'll show you where I want it to go. And update your code so your images display correctly. If we look at this file paths lesson, it's going to tell us kind of some things about file path. So here's the thing about organizing your files for web development. The way I've told you to do it so far is actually not how the professionals do it. Okay. Professionals don't usually have all their files in one folder and then just upload that one folder to the web server. Usually what they do is they have folders for things like images. All the images will be in a folder. All of their, style sheets will be in one folder, all of their whatever. So, they'll usually do something like this, images, and then they'll put all of their images in that folder. Now, the problem is, let's go look at my page now. The problem is when I update my page, it can't find any of my pictures. My pictures are gone because my pictures aren't where they're supposed to be. My code is saying to look for these pictures in these specific places or in this specific place, but they're not there anymore. So now I need to go to all my image elements and I need to update them with something like this. Basically saying, hey, it's actually in a folder called images. Okay. So, and we can look at that there. So images, it's in a folder called images in that same directory. So let me go ahead and update my images so that we don't have that issue anymore. Source, images, and then here we go. Images. And now when I save it, I should be able to reload my page and everything should pop back up, hopefully. And it does. So it was able to find my images in the places in the place we told it to go. So pay attention to file paths. Make sure you're using absolute references, or relative file paths, not absolute. So relative meaning you're sending a path to a file that you actually own, as opposed to a file that exists on another web server, like using internet images. Because again, if that page goes down, you lose that asset, so you can't use it anymore. Make sure you're using files and images that you actually have on your server. Okay, what else? Was that the whole assignment? That's the whole assignment. So when you're done, make sure you rezip everything. So you're going to want to rezip your website folder. Make sure your images folder is in there as well. Make sure your images folder is in there. You're going to want to rezip your website folder, and then you're going to upload that zipped file for this assignment. It was pretty easy. It was a pretty easy day. Just trying to wrap up a couple last minute things before we finish up our HTML block. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be more than happy to help you, and thank you for paying attention, and I will see you later.